We're talking about snitching, also Snitch, on today's BFD. Christian, welcome back.
Good to be back.
So today we're going to be talking a little bit about Snitch, which comes out the 22nd, which is tomorrow.
Yeah, it's a fantastic film. And it really outlines, how far will a father go to save his son, who's been wrongfully convicted of drug trafficking. And so there's a whole myriad of issues around sentencing that goes into that.
Sure.
And we really use that as a jumping off point to do a lot of work around fair sentencing for youth, particularly around juvenile life without parole.
So, you've got this amazing graphic that you guys have come up with to kind of go along with promoting the movie, but it's got some really incredible facts here. And one of the ones that caught my eye, it says here that $75 billion are spent annually on prison costs.
It's a very, very, very expensive business. So we currently have around 2.2 million people behind bars, which is equal to the entire workforce for our world's largest retailer. If you bring in probation and parole into that number, we actually have under federal and state supervision, criminal supervision, roughly the entire population of the state of North Carolina.
Now, this movie deals a lot with talking about snitching, which can be very dangerous and not many people know about it. Can you explain a little bit more?
Sure. Snitching, or as a lot of folks in sort of the legal community we know as a substantial assistance. Mm-hmm. What's happening with a lot of the drug snitches is people are coerced into becoming drug snitches, and sometimes endangers their own life, where they're put in situations to try to drop a case that they currently have pending upon them. Mm-hmm. Or in very extreme sentences, we have people who've been pulled over for traffic tickets who have then been turned into drug snitches. So really it's the idea of knowing your rights, knowing what's available, because a lot of this sort of coercion takes place behind closed doors, in secret, no lawyers present. And
when they feel like they don't have any other way out.
Exactly.
And that this is their best option.
Exactly. So there's certain safeguards that should be put into place, and there's a lot of advocates and state legislators that are working for those safeguards. There's a great one in Florida called Rachel's Law, after a young lady, after becoming a drug informant, lost her life in a very dangerous situation.
And what exactly was her crime that got her into that position?
She had been arrested for possession of marijuana. And she was put in a position where she had to buy a substantial amount of cocaine from 2 convicted felons and also buy some firearms, even though she had no history of violent crime in her past.
And that's terrifying.
It is very terrifying. And it can happen to folks who least suspect it. So what they've tried to do in the state of Florida is put in certain safeguards that will try to prevent that from happening again. So if it's a young person, if they have no violent past, if they don't have a strong drug history, they shouldn't be put in a situation where it could potentially be very harmful to them.
Thank you so much for joining us, Christian.
Thank you for having me.
And can you tell the people one more time where they can go to learn more information about this subject?
Absolutely. Go to TakePart.com/snitch, where you can find out more information about snitching, mandatory minimums, and fair sentencing for youth.
And go see Snitch in theaters this Friday. I'm Marisha Ray, and don't forget to subscribe.